All right, we disconnected. Can't tell if we're reconnected now or not. Got no way of knowing if we reconnected. I'm not sure. It shows that we're reconnected, but I'm not sure. I guess you guys let me know in the chat there if we reconnected. All right, looks like maybe we did. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like we reconnected there. 63. Let's make sure this is the same. 25. Yeah, I think it's about the same. I mean, this is going to have us having to take profit all the way down at the 034s, which is an insane amount, but I guess we'll go for that. Guess we disconnected there, so for whatever reason. So this is the 5-minute opening range. I'm not in love with it. I mean, it could work out, but so we're risking, I don't know, 64 handles here, which is like $1,200. So that's not really, I'm not in love with that because that's going to put us only like $600 or $700 away from our drawdown if this trade doesn't work. But this is the mechanical strategy, and that's what we're doing. So let's just go with it. It's all we can do. It's all we can do. I don't know. We disconnected there, guys. So we're back now, though. So PA strategy over here on the left. Or not PA. Mechanical strategy. So the Nasdaq, or the ES, is losing that 45 area. But in order for us to get tagged in, we got to get a little push back up here. I mean, this will be a huge win if it works out. Huge loss, too. I think it's around a $2,400 or $2,500 winner if it works out. But it's a $1,200 loser if it doesn't. So that's the risk you take, I guess. But we're green on all the other accounts. Green over here on the funded account, $220. Green on the two Buley accounts, $685 and $250 so far. So if we're going to get tagged in, may as well get tagged in. I'd rather have a trade than no trade. Yeah, lost connection. What can you do? Excommunicado. Did you get any of that move down there? Move back up, move down? Well, let's move back up on the ES, not really on the NAS. Didn't really get that much of a move up. This is going to be the mechanical entry. So far, price said, no thank you, mechanical. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Well, it was me on my end. The OBS disconnected, but my internet didn't go down. So all my charts stayed up and everything. But OBS disconnected. Sometimes it'll disconnect and reconnect real quick, but I don't know. I guess it just decided not today. Guess it happens. He was on the wrong side, just recovered the losses. Hey, getting them back sometimes is, that's a battle in itself. A battle in itself. I felt bad because I didn't take, so I've been back testing. You guys know I'm trying to do some mechanical stuff here. I've been back testing this 15-minute opening range. And I just started this morning. And I got 29 days of data so far. And on this opening range with a 15 handle take profit and a 15 handle stop, you're at about a 74% win rate. So pretty solid. So I was going to take it for this break, but my rules are if it's within 10 points of the whole number of 200, 100, whatever, I don't take it. So you can see this was 11 points or 12 points away. So I didn't take it. I was cautious with it. And as you can see, still worked. I did take it off the retest here, right there for this short, 225. But I've tested it, 15 handle take profit, 15 handle stop loss, running just 1-to-1. And it's running at like a 74% over the last 29 days. $3,900 in profit over the last 29 trading days, one contract. So if you sized up, that would be pretty sizable there. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. We're going to start doing that. We'll start taking that trade, but today was kind of tough. Like I said, I did end up taking it. It's just kind of a coincidence that I took the short right there at the break of it. I was really looking at this little shallow ABC we had going here. It's really the reason I entered, just kind of coincidence of where I entered. So we've had 2 losers in a row over here on the mechanical strategy, and then yesterday was a no trade. We didn't get tagged in on yesterday's action, so I kind of would like to see a winner on this thing, to be honest. Like I said, back testing on it's running at about 50%. So maybe we get a little pushback up here into the 60s before we continue a sell-off. We shall see. Let's check this. Possible move down all the way into the 930s today. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Tag me in first, and then let's go. Tag me in, and then let's go. I actually would think we're going to get a push back up into the 160. Maybe test this gap here one time. That would be pretty ideal. Let's see where the stop is at the top of this gap. 25, so actually right where we're at. We'll see what happens. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button. I know you probably hit it already once, but disconnect it. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Feel free to chat down below. So we're probably going to be done over here on the Express Funded account for the day. We got $220, unless we just see something that we can't resist. Trying to fight back on this account. We started the week with a 400 and something dollar loser. Or actually, it might have been 600. I don't even know. Let me see. Yeah, it was actually Monday we were 646 down, Tuesday down $2, yesterday up 169, and today at 220. So yeah, just trying to fight back to even on that account for the week. So right now, as of right now, we're probably still down about $250, $260 for the week. Well, this thing is just going without us. This is what happened yesterday. Like, it made the move in the right direction, but it just never came and got us. Just never came and got us. ES all the way down to the 4140s. I think Mancini said 41. He said 4030, 4130, maybe. Let's see what he said. All right. It doesn't say. We dipped to 54.48, then bounced. Yep, we know that. We sell down to 44.30. It's kind of what he's thinking. So 10 more handles down there on the ES. Possible. Maybe lower, obviously. Like to see a bounce on the ES, maybe back up into that 50 area. Testing the whole number there, 15,100. Well, just kind of watching. Went down to the 92, kind of bouncing a little bit there. Oh. Just waiting and watching to see if we get tagged in. If we get tagged in for a $1,200 loser, that is going to hurt. That will hurt. But I guess it's a part of it. On the other hand, a $2,400 winner, we're all about. So. Yes, popping back up to the 43s, 44 area. I'm not going to take a whole lot of trades right here in this next probably hour, 45 minutes, guys, because I've noticed in doing my reviews, 10:30 to kind of 11:15, I give a lot of profits back. So we're going to be very careful. So if you don't hear me say, hey, I'm short, I'm long, that's why. Be very careful here. We already got some nice profits for the day. Don't want to be giving any of those back. So, all right, reapproaching the lows here. I mean, I almost think this thing's not going to come back and tag me in now. I like for it to tag me in before lunch. I hate when it tags me in kind of like in that lunch hour. You know, because that's when you're kind of getting that move back in the other direction typically. But this is the thing, like we're only 50 what, 50 points away from the take profit now, and almost 80 points back up to the tag in. So feels bad, but what can you do? Like I said, I think we probably trade all the way down. We looked at that daily chart. What was that, 980? I think we saw on the daily. Right. So 935 possible today. It's another 150 points to the downside. Let's kind of mark that out. I guess it could bounce in this area now that I'm looking at it. This area here. We'll see. I mean, you can look at it all day and make, assumptions to what happens, but you can look at it all day and kind of see, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. All we can do. It's all we can do is wait and see. Oh, Predator, how'd you do this morning? Did you trade the London? Anybody seen Samir? I ain't seen Samir in a few days. He's usually in here every day. Where's he at? Sergio here today. So we hit that 62 area and kind of bounced. You're in the bed. London was rough study time. Read a little. Let me go back and look at the London. I don't know. I didn't even look. I was asleep. Oh, it looks pretty slow. Well, maybe not too bad. Let me see. So we opened up. We pushed up, made a new high. Opened at 385, pushed into the 418s. Then just kind of chopped around, huh? Yeah, I guess if you didn't get on that move up or move down there, then you didn't really do much after that. Yeah, I'm only trading London maybe 2 to 3 days a week now. I gotta have my rest. On the days when I have to take the kids to school, it's tough. I lose basically 2 hours of sleep there. I don't know. I like to trade London. I just really trade it. I don't know. I usually do okay in it. Usually. ES down to the 30s. You lost 800 study time. Well, it happens. It happens. You like the 15047 zone for a bounce. I mean, that would be nice. Kind of there now. ES basically at the 31 also, so it kind of is in that area for a bounce also. Yeah, sometimes Predator, we get good moves in London. Sometimes we don't. I started getting up and trading them just because, like, I started seeing these nice moves in London. They look clean and a little easier to read. So that's why I was, like, started doing it. But look at this thing. See if the buyers come in here. Excommunicado. See if they come in here. I don't know. See if they can bounce back a little bit. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me, subscribe. Feel free to chat down below. No buyers showing up yet. Yes, we did bounce 10 points there. 10, 12 points. $15,002. Possible. Possible moving down into the 15,002. I mean, this thing is just going without me. I mean, we're 100 points away from me taking a short now. I don't know if I love a short after a 100-point move back up, but I mean, I guess that would still be fine. Trying to see if this we get this pushed back up into this 85 area. Possible, but nah, not moving yet. It is bounced off that area there that you're thinking 49. Front ran it a little bit. There, excommunicado. Front ran it a little bit. Tried to participate there for his little scalp, but I didn't hold it. Would have got it. Was just looking for 5 points, but maybe a little pullback here, and then maybe we can Get back in there. Get a little ABC setup here if possible. Back to the upside. Trying my best not to trade right here though, just because, you know, traditionally I'd be giving the profits back here. We don't want to do that. Here's a little pullback. Kind of wanted a little more of a pullback than that. Give us a little room between the where we're at and the 90. Little pullback here. Or is it just selling back down? Pullback or sell back down? I don't know. Seems like a pullback. Just waiting. If we get the buy volume to come in, then we'll probably participate long, but so far no buyers. Just sellers. They're not pushing, well, there they come. I was going to say they're not pushing super strong, but now they're trying to come in here. We're right there at 50. The S is down to 33, so. Still could bounce here. Could. Pushing through 50 now, making a new low. I didn't take that because we're so close to that whole number there, but she's dumping. Dumping. All right, let's see, give it a little push back up. A little push back up. Maybe we'll participate short. Just kind of watching the water here. See if we get some confirmation. ES down at the 28.75 is the low. Right there at the 29s. All right, see, we get this move down into the mid 20s. Looking for 24.50 would be my target here. Buyers popping back in now. Not in love with that. Kind of shorting at the bottom there, but taking this ABC setup. Not in love with it, but we'll see how it plays out. Might get stopped here. ES down to 26.75 at the low. 28.50 is where it's currently sitting. So I want to see that thing push on down here, get us down into the mid 20s. 24.50, like I said, would be my target to the downside. If it bounces above 50, we're just going to kill it. ES trying to push back down into the low here. See if that takes the NAS with it. Back down into the 27s. On the ES there. I want to see sellers come in strong here, push this thing on down. Doesn't seem to be happening. Stopped out there, of course, guys. Push back up into the 60s here, nicely. It was a nice bounce there off the lows. A little 30-point bounce. So we did give back the profits there, and that's why I was like not wanting to trade there. I don't know why I took that short. It really didn't make much sense. Shorted right into the lows. You know, not smart. That's all right. $44.20, $44.30 is strong support. 24. Bulls must reclaim 48 to squeeze. 24 fails. It's back to 44.07 per Mancini. Must reclaim 48 to squeeze. All right. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. If you're new here, we're looking for a short over here on the left side. This is a mechanical strategy that we are using. So we're just taking the first gap after 10 on the 5-minute chart after 10 a.m. So this is our gap. So we're looking to get short in. Obviously, you can see it went right to our target, but without us. Without us. Green on the express funded account right there, 220 bucks. We are red 445 on one of our Bulenox accounts and green 685 on the other one. So gave back the profits there on that short. I moved my stop a little wider, just thinking that we would get that move there, and we didn't. Even though the WADA told me to close the trade, I didn't do it. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the WADA was screaming, close the trade. And we didn't close it. That's all right. Stair stepping back up here. So I just gotta wait until we get our next setup, see if we can't kind of get back to green there on that account. Now 445 is not that big a deal, really one trade. I did say I wasn't going to trade between 10:30 and 11:15 though, and we did it anyway. We did it anyway. It's pushed up into the 70s there. Kind of holding up there now. He has pushed back up into that 33 area. See if we can keep moving a little higher here. Maybe come up and tag us in on our mechanical entry would be nice. Or it just can't. I don't know if I love it, you know, comes up there and tags us in, but we'd have to take it, right? It's part of the strategy. You have to take it. So the thing about it being mechanical, you got to just take it. I'm losing a little momentum to the upside here. Need a little more volume to come in here if we're going to continue to push. Volume kind of non-existent there. Sellers coming right back in, pushing her down, trying their best. Maybe push it back into the 50, who knows? See what it can do. See what it can do. Now at the 55s. Seller's still looking pretty strong here in the short term. Maybe 45? There we go. There's 45. Holding up there at the 45 for now. Took a small winner there. Down 265 now. Let's wait for a little pop back up here, maybe above 50. And then see the sellers come back in, push this through the low a day. It's kind of what we were looking for a minute ago. Didn't get it, but we do got a nice little A-leg up here, or A-leg down. So you can see this high sellers coming in there, move down. So we want to see kind of low volume buyers, and then whoop, sellers come back in. Oh, grabbed the wrong one. And then maybe we can participate. I didn't mean to do that. Maybe we can participate short then. So let's see what we get. See if we can wait, get a little pushback up, and then we'll see this. See if the sellers come on in to push it back down. Good old ABC to the downside. So again, I don't consider this is not a pushback up. We want to see, I mean, it's pushing down again, but we want to see a bit of a pushback up here for us to be able to enter. All right, ES is kind of losing that 24 area that Mancini was talking about. This thing is just on a mission. On a mission here, on a mission. Get through these 10s, we probably see that 15,000 level pretty quickly here. There's kind of that little pushback up we were looking for. So just waiting for the sellers to come back in here, and once the sellers come back in, we will participate short. Yes, kind of retesting that 22, 23 area there. So once we see the sellers come in kind of back over this area here, this little orange line, then we will participate short. ES retesting the lows here. And the reason we're going to short here at the lows, which I normally wouldn't do, is because what the ES is doing there. Not really in love with that buy volume. It's not high, but I want to see it kind of go away here. Just waiting. Where are my sellers? Where are the sellers? I want to see the sellers come in here. Still waiting on the sellers. Kind of retesting that skid mark up there. Want to see this thing kind of trail down and then see my buyer spike in here. Don't really want to see it keep spiking up. Not in love with that there. All right, once the second red bar prints above, we'll take the short there. Come on, sellers. Come on, sellers. Just watching it here. All right, one more red candle here above, and we'll take the short. There we go. All right, we're short. Target 1501. Come on. Give it to me there. 1501.25. More. You got more. There it is. Target hit. All right, we got the runner going now. We're back in the green for the day, I believe. Yeah, I think we are. All right, back in the green, 50 bucks there. That was a nice, easy short there. Kind of into the whole number. Wasn't in love with this push up here, but, you know, this was nowhere near as high as this volume. So this kind of went up and then kind of trailed down. And we just took a little 10-point target there. That's kind of what I'm watching on these shorts and stuff, guys. So we're green 50 bucks on that account now. It's kind of what we're watching there. So kind of mad at myself for giving that profit back there, but at least we were able to outline that short there and take it, even though it wasn't, you know, I'm not going to say it was the perfect setup because it wasn't, but the idea of it there was fine when you compared it with the ES there. Use the ES for a little confluence. It broke through a key level. And obviously we expected a little pushback up at the 15,000 level. That's the reason that's where our target was. And that's what we're getting, a little pushback up now, and I would expect us to move lower once again, obviously. Buyers are holding the 15,000 on the NQ, study time. Yep, they're trying. I mean, the thing is, we lost a key level over here on the ES, right? So Mancini was saying, you know, if we lose 44.24, we sell down. Where did he say that at? Strong support, we sell down to 44.07. So he's thinking another 13 points to the downside over here on the NAS, which might take us all the way down into this level here that I marked out earlier, 940, 935. Marked that out earlier because that was that bullish fair value gap on the daily chart. So to me, that'd be a key level there. That would be a key level. So failed to kind of get back below the 15,000 there, holding up pretty strong. So I got a little pop back up here. So our target there was on point. Like I said, I expect us to sell maybe more unless we regain that 24 level there and push above it. But the thing is you know, we expect to sell more, but all about how you get there. How do you get to the selling, right? Could push back up. Who knows? I almost just want to take this trade off. I know you're not really supposed to, but I don't know if 130 point, 40 point move back up is, I mean, it might be a decent area to take a short, I guess. So we'll leave it on, whatever it is, 120 points, 140. Oh, I guess I need to adjust my banner now. It's no longer Crystal's birthday. So push back up into that 25 area now. Buyers coming in pretty strong here. Could have taken this entry for this little push back up, but I'm just trying to be careful. Next 15 minutes, we should get a move. This might be the bottom for now. The ES gets back above that 24-25 area and kind of gets going. Kind of looking over the charts here, see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. Go back and look at this move from this morning. I can't see the time. Just looking at this move from this morning, see if we missed anything. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nope. I mean, we really didn't miss anything. Seems reasonable. All right. Starting to push back down now. Very low sell volume here. Trying to step up here, but right there at the whole number. I'm not going to participate until we get away from that whole number. 15,000 area should be weaker now. Probably push through there. Here's the P&L. So well, I guess technically we're still red on that one because the liquidity, the liquid valued is $932. So we're still down $68 there after the fees and all that good stuff. Pushing through here. Let's see. 94. Seller's looking good. Maybe one more pop back above. There it is. And we should be able to push back through there strong. would think this would just be a little pop back up before we get back through there, but it looks like a little more than a pop. It's a pretty nice pop. More than I expected. I was thinking 05, maybe 10. We're back up to the 20 here. Back up to the 20s. See if the sellers can step in here, push her back down. We'll see. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me, subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed and you're watching, help me out. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's free. Costs you nothing. Helps me out. If you're interested in trading futures, we do have 50% off coupon above for Apex. It's also in the description with a link. And we do have a 90% off code there for Bulenox. It's not my code. It's right there on the banner in the middle of the screen. Don't know whose code it is. Don't care. Just passing that code on to you guys. If you need a cheap evaluation, Bulenox is 90% off. Think $17.95 for a Rhythmic account. So, and that's 90% off for a lifetime. So it's not 90% first month and then 80% second month there. That's 90% off for the lifetime of the account there. So something to consider. So a little bit more of a push up there than I like. This could just be kind of a reversal. ES is trying to test that 24 level there. We did get the famed uterus shape here on the 10-second chart. Pretty close. Don't know what that means, but it's famous for something, or so I'm told. I don't know. ES gets above that 24 here. Maybe we get going. All right, 24 on the ES there. Let's see if we get back above that 50 over here on the NAS. Maybe let the ES trade up into that 26, 27 area, get a little pullback, and then we might can participate long. Till the ES kind of breaks through that key level there, I'm not interested in longs. Still just looking for shorts other than that. So if the sellers come back in here strong, we might participate. Do have to be a little careful because of that push up there. Do like the look of that. Like the look of the volume there. Let's see if it continues. See if that volume continues there, if it just disappears. This should be a quick move back through 15,000 if it does in fact continue down. Should be. Like the look of the sellers there. They're trailing off a little bit, but one little lightsaber to the upside will kill this thing. Kind of fighting right there at the 10s. Need a little bit more volume here to get through there. There, okay, no, just disappeared. Not loving that. Quick little pop back to the 15s. Tricky one. Tricky here. Could go either way, really. Think it's going to sell, but who knows? Buyers coming back in here, pushes back above the 20s. This is a tricky area, guys. Very tricky. I said, ultimately, I think we sell, but like we said earlier, how do we get there, right? We pop, we drop, we pop, we drop. What's going to be? Tabani88, thank you for subscribing. If you just subscribe and I don't say anything, it's because I don't see them all. Buyers coming in here strong, just ripping it back up. Ripping it back up here. Back to the 30. Oh, I don't know about the mechanical trade over here. I don't know. Yesterday was a no trade. So Monday was a loser. Tuesday was a loser. The strategy is tested out at about 49% winners, 51% losers. But with the 2-to-1 risk to reward, it's profitable. Very profitable. So I was expecting probably a probable winner today. Probable winner maybe tomorrow. At least one of those days. But looks like today might be a no trade unless we get a push up during lunch here. 130 point push up, 140. I mean, I guess it's not out of the question, right? Could happen. Could happen. We've seen crazier things, I suppose. Kind of tricky in this area. It's just chopping around. We really just maintain this little range here. Our famous saying, this is the idiot box. Here is the idiot box. We don't like to trade in the idiot box. Unless we're long in the bottom, shorting the top. Got to get some move out of the idiot box there. So we kind of got this move down. Consolidation, little pop up, move down. Pop up, move down. Now we're just consolidating. So when you get some consolidation like this, usually it's kind of gearing up for a big move. It's just accumulating, right? It's either going to move up or move down. Based on history, during the lunch hour, probably a move up, but I would imagine a move down for now. So sellers coming in really strong here. I like the look of this down volume. We're going to get through that 15,000 probably here. This volume is quite a bit higher than the previous attempt there. It's got to maintain it, though. If it falls off, then, you know, we pop again. And it kind of is trailing off a little bit here. That's the thing you got to be careful of. I mean, you can see we've tested this once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This is the 5th time kind of testing this area. And we've popped every time. So 15,000 is holding up pretty strong. Bulls don't want it below 15,000 right now. The ES is kind of below that key level there at the 24s. It's down to the 20 again, so I think we get through here. I think we can make it through there, and then we'll have a little drama there at 90, as you do. Always with the 90 drama. Then we just go from there. Still holding up here, guys. I mean, bouncing right back out of there. Just not got the energy to get through there just yet. There's no energy to get through there. Need more sellers to come in here if we're going to sell or if we're going to bounce. Let's get the buyers in here. This is about the time of day, 11:25 a.m. It's about the time of day that we get some sort of move. So the longer we hold up here, the more I think we bounce back up. Maybe we make that move back up over the next hour, hour and a half, and then maybe sell off towards the end of the day. Sell back down to the lows. But who really knows? Who really knows? Sellers just went to sleep there. They went to bed. They said it's time for a nap. Let's just go to bed. Take a nap, come back later. We'll let the bulls in for a little while. Let the bulls have a play. I mean, if you got shorted open there, 330, nice. 340 point move to the downside. Feels bad that I only took, 10 points, 11 points out of it. 11 points out of the sell. But at least we didn't chase it too much. All right, sellers coming back in here big time here. Big time. Push down coming. See if we can get through there this time. Testing the bottom of the idiot box here. Can they do it? Maybe down to 85, pop back to 95, then continue down. We'll see. ES made a new low right there by one tick. Looks like NQ made a new low by a few ticks. I was expecting a trade through 90. The fact that we held 90 is not a good look for the sellers. And it's popping right back out of there again, guys. I mean, you could trade this range if you wanted to. Buy the bottom, sell the top. It's played out, quite a few times here. Don't like that we got back above 15,000 there for the sellers. I mean, that kind of indicates to me strength. Still holding that 15,000 level strong there. Nice idiot box on the ES as well there. It's so funny. I don't really look at these in real time, but then when you come back and you look, I mean, at these short opportunities that we've had today, they played out pretty nice. It's just kind of sell down, sell down, wait for the pullback, get short. Sell down, wait for the pullback, get short. Not a huge move here, but profitable from 50 down to 92 at this point, 91. I mean, we're consolidating here for some sort of move. Yesterday we consolidated for, oh man, felt like it was like an hour and a half before the move finally happened. And during that hour and a half, I gave back all of my profits. So we're trying not to do that today. We already gave back some, so. It's kind of the key to these challenge accounts. If you guys are doing any of these combines, I mean, make some profit, put it away. Made this 685, put it away. Back to 115 on that one, still not quite even. About $11 from being even on that one. That's gross profit, doesn't count the fees and commissions or whatever. We are green on the express funded Topstep account here, 220. Not really going to take any more trades on that, and just something, unless something just screams to take me. Do got a pivot down there at 82 on the Nasdaq. We'll kind of put a little horizontal line there just to kind of, because I'm bad at forgetting those things. So we'll just throw us a little line there just to remind us that there is a pivot there. There is a pivot there. I got my pivots on the trading view chart. I don't really keep them on the trade of 8 chart. Probably should, but. All right, seller's going to give it a go again here. Do we just buy the bottom of the idiot box, right? Every time I do that, I always lose. That's why I don't really do it. Try not to do it. Buy the bottom of the idiot box, and then it just cascades out of there. Stops me out for a loss. Testing the 15,000 here once again. Every time we test this, it's going to get weaker and weaker every time it tests. So. Yes, at the 19, lows are 17 and a quarter. So not quite to the lows there on the ES yet. Is it finally going to break through the bottom? Not really looking like it, huh? I actually think it probably will this time. But who knows? Looking like it wants to pop, but who knows? Probably going to cascade down to the 90s this time. It's kind of what I'm expecting out of this. We shall see. Might even push it down into the 85s quickly. Got to get through there though. Can't bounce out of there again. I mean, obviously it can, but it's got to go if it's going to go. Thinking 90s in play here, maybe even 85. Down to the pivot there at 82. The sellers can come in strong here and push this through. There's 97. You got more. You got to keep it below 15,000 here. And then you can get to that 85. Didn't quite make it there. Back above 15,000. It's not what you really want to see if you're a bear there, but holding up strong there at the 15,000s. And there's the pop right back up. So kind of fell in to make it through that idiot box. Didn't even make it to the bottom there. Before buyers kind of popped right back in. They popped their heads in and said, we're still here. We're still alive. Maybe a move back into that 20 area here. I mean, like, this thing is just it's staying in this range. It's just straight staying in this range. I mean, the buyers popped in for a second, but not anything crazy. very interesting here. I don't know if this thing's going to sell or explode. I mean, it's so hard to tell at this point. If we can just get through 90 here, I think we see 85. The sellers are trying, but there we go, finally breaking through there. So maybe a little pop here. There's a little pop back up. I don't want to see it back above 15,000 though. Let's keep this below 15,000 and then sell through that 90 if we're going to. And ES down to the 15s. Down to the 15s. So you want to see the 80s here. You want this thing to just burst right into the 80s, down into the 80 area. Maybe even 75. ES is trying to make a new low here. It's at the 17s. If this thing gets back above 15,000, then that's put us right back into that idiot box. So want to stay out of that area if we can. Want just a cascade move down into the 80 area now. Just a very quick move. There's 86. 85. Sellers coming in here, looking strong. There it is, 82. All right. Gotta love it, gotta love it. So finally back to green there. Took that little short. 325. We'll take it. It was kind of a riskier one there, if you want to call it that. Just thought we would break out of that idiot box. We held below the 15,000 level there. Once we pushed back up and didn't hold that area, we held that 15K. Got short right there for that little push back down. Could, of course, go lower. But we're not looking for that many points. Pivot was right there at the 82s, so kind of thinking 82, but 35 still in play down here. Obviously, it's not that far away now. Seemed crazy earlier, but now not so much. ES down to 15. Again, Mancini says 07 is major support. If it loses 07, we'll have a major sell-off. But it's already pretty major if you ask me. We're down 225 points on the NAS. And just still going here. Little pop back up here. Maybe retest that pivot, 82, 85 area. How's everybody looking today on your P&Ls? Study time, you get any of that $800 back? Even though I know this got more room to the downside, I'm not in love with shorts down here anymore. Like, we'd have to have a little bit of a pushback up. Maybe into that 90 or something. Up 29K at the moment. Nice. Well, $800 seems pretty. Oh, 2,900. Okay. I like the 29K better. Predator bad. That's not good. Come on now. Can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. So kind of pushing back up there, maybe retesting that pivot area. Yeah, you wish. Me too. That'd be nice. 29K. We'll take it. Or as always, tomorrow, Predator, if it is that bad, right? As always, tomorrow. As long as you don't dig the hole too deep. That's my problem. I'll get red. I'm the first to tell you. I'm the worst at it. I mean, you can just look at my Topstep account. You know, Friday, $422. I mean, we can take a look at the, let's look at the amounts here. So this is your P&L low for the day. Down 350, down 300, down 647, down 692. So like down 474, down 291. What's the theme here? I dig a hole. And then sometimes I'm able to fight out of it, right? Down 350, only down 2. Down 300, only down 169. Down 700, only down 422. So on and so forth. You see the pattern, right? I dig a hole. Down 474, down 87. Down 291, down 14. I have to fight my way out of it. So that's what I'm trying to get away from. I'm trying to get away from just digging myself a hole first thing in the morning and then just having a claw out of it. Or a lot of those weren't even first thing in the morning. That was a lot of those were like I waited until 3 p.m. to start trading that account, and then, which is not ideal for me and my strategy, you know. And then I just dig a hole and I just try to fight out of it and just dig it deeper sometimes. Sometimes I get out of it, but you're trying not to move your stops getting killed? Yeah. I'm going back to moving my stop. Listen, I can be the first to tell you about moving the stop. I'm horrible at that. I've done better this morning. I've done better. On this trade, I moved it to break even once we got to like $125, $130 in profit. And then it kind of just went. But for the most part this morning, I haven't moved my stop. I've done better this morning on that. Just trying to get better with my psychology, you know, kind of the mental part of trading there. Moving my stop, trying to stick to some of these mechanical strategies. You know, so far they're not really paying off, but that's okay. You got to stick with them. Stick with it in the long run. Hopefully it pays. Hopefully it pays. I don't feel like we're going to get tagged in on this one, and even if we do, I'm not going to love it. I mean, look at the spread here. So 964, and I'm looking to take a short at 162. I mean, that means we have to have a 200-point run-up to tag me in. And that's possible. That's for sure possible. But is it likely? Probably not. Probably not. We'll leave it on here, though. I mean, it's what we're supposed to do. So it's what we'll do. We'll wait, see if we get tagged in. If we do, hopefully it's a winner. If we don't, I guess it's, not a winner. Those are the two options. I got up this morning and made me some meatloaf for lunch. Meatloaf. I know a lot of people don't like meatloaf, but I do. Simple meal. But we made us some meatloaf. We're going to have some meatloaf and green beans for lunch. I'm making myself hungry over here now, talking about the meatloaf. Actually, I'm thinking about the movie Old School, where Will Ferrell's like, "Ma, the meatloaf." I don't know if you guys remember that movie. "Ma, we want the meatloaf." I mean, we can't just sell all day, right? There's got to be a bounce. You love meatloaf? That's good. I don't find too many people that do. It's actually my favorite meal. I don't love to cook it, though. I'm a little weird about the texture of meat and chicken raw. I don't like it, but it has to be done. I'll deal with the meat. I deal with the meat, but the chicken, If I cook chicken myself, I can't really eat it. Even just boiling it. I don't know. I guess I make chicken and rice and I eat it, but just a mental block there, I guess, on the chicken. My mom used to work in a poultry plant when I was a kid. She would come home with the entire chicken and whatever it's called, chop it up. I don't know what you call it. And she'd take all the skin, it has the skin and everything. She'd rip all the skin off of it and all that. And I hated it. Thought it was gross. She knew it too, so she'd chase me. She'd chase me with this stuff, the skin from the chicken. She'd chase me around the house. Traumatized me. Now as an adult, I'm like, nope, not messing with raw chicken. All right, got a little pushback up there. Sellers kind of coming in here. Well, this looks kind of interesting. Let's see here. This could just because we made a little A-leg up here. Not really a big move up, but it is a small A-leg up. So this could just be a little pullback for the move higher. But it did kind of reject that pivot there. Not a whole lot of volume here. I think this thing's going to move back up a little bit here. And we kind of found a bottom. If you guys are new here, if you haven't already, hit that like button for me, subscribe. Feel free to chat down below. All right, sellers did come in here, kind of retesting the lows there. ES down to the 10s. I looked away for a moment, and the sellers came in and bombed it down there. Now I'm getting a little pushback up. Maybe for the move lower. Just remember on the ES, Mancini said support at 44.07. We're at 44.10, so you maybe got 10, 15. Maybe we hit the 35 kind of before we bounce there. That's what, 23 more points? Feasible. Quite possible. Making a low volume move up here. This looks good for a short to me, guys, if the sellers come back in here strong. Let's see. Just a scalp. We may take it. Let's see. Kind of retested the skid mark there. This is what I'm looking at. So we got this. So this will be your A leg down, higher volume sellers. Not great volume, but higher. Then your little B leg up, testing the skid mark. As long as it doesn't kind of get above this 82. Really, I wouldn't want it to get above 80, really, on this push up. Somewhere in there. It could get 82. As long as the volume's not very high. You could take the entry now and put your stop at the top of the skid mark. It's a little more risky. But you could do that. I'm not going to do that. I'll wait for the sellers to come in here, give me confirmation. So let's just wait for the sellers to break above the dead man. See what the ES is doing. ES is back up to the 13s there. So we want to see one more red candle print here above the dead man. That doesn't count. It's not red. This is going to be a very shallow ABC, so maybe 5-point profit target. So be taking the short there. Should get the push back into the lows here, at least at the 58s, I would imagine. Uh-oh, come on, sellers. Don't you do it. Trying to fake us out here. If a green one prints above the dead man, I'm going to close it. So target 58. Come on. You got it. Just watching. Want to see a burst. Want to see a little spike here. A little spike. A red volume. ES trying to move down. There we go. Come on. There we go. Come on. You got more. There it is. There it is, guys. There it is. Nice, easy read. Like I said, you could take it on the retest. You got low volume here. You could have taken it on the retest here for a larger profit, but I found sometimes those retests can go, can just continue up and stop you out. So all the way down into the 40s here. ES down to the 09s. Is it going to take us down into our 35 area zone from earlier that we called out? We shall see. Close, 43.50. Get a little pushback up here on low volume again. Not going to participate this time. Too close to that low. ES too close to that key area 07. So I wouldn't want to take it now. Wouldn't want to take it at this point. Let's check on our old pal Nutty. Let's see how he's doing. Looks like Nutty's up 80 bucks. I think he's had like 4 or 5 green days in a row since he switched back to trading his fundeds. Nice. Doing better, doing better. I like it. A little pushback up there into the 60 area. ES still at the lows there at the 10s. Lows 09.25. 07 coming up. Pop back above 50. Kind of a low volume pop back up here. A little bit of buyers. Trying to retest the bottom of the skid mark. ES is already down at the lows, guys. Back down to 0925 here. Just 2 more points before we hit that major support. As you know, once you get near it, I mean, you don't even have to touch it. So since 07 is support, it still could just bounce right here at it. Now, if we lose 07, we've said it all morning. We said if we lose 48, we sell. If we lose 24, we sell. So that's just the information Mancini has given us, and you can see, you know, could have taken the short. You could have took the short for the loss for losing. I mean, 40 points on the ES there, from 48 down to current price. That's a huge move for the ES. Huge move. Getting back above 60 here. So this is looking good maybe for a pushback up. A decent little pushback up here. Kind of coming into the lunch hour there too. So I don't know. What do you guys think about me leaving this order on? Do you think I should leave it on or just kill it? Because I mean, from where we're at, you know, 43, you're looking at 240 points. Is that right? No, that's wrong. 280 points. 943, 143. No, wait. 943, 043, 143. Yeah. I don't know. My math sucks. 220 points. In order for me to get tagged in. Yep, 220. So would you take a 220 point move up and then take a tag in to get short? Kind of don't think we're going to get 220 points back up. I wouldn't think. Stranger things have happened. Kill it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Predator. I'm thinking just take it off and live to fight another day. We'll just be back-to-back no trades. Or what I could do is just take it off, and if I'm sitting here and price does make it back up to here, I can kind of watch it and see how it is, how it reacts. So probably I'm just going to take it off for now. I just think that price is so far away from it, it's probably not going to come back to it. And even if it does, I don't know if I want to be getting short there. Not that it's a bad area to get short. I mean, throw the fibs on it. That's probably in the 60% range. Yeah, so right there you would still be right above the 50, between the 50 and the 61. So that actually would be a decent area to take a short. If it goes that far, you don't think it's going. Why you think it's going back down? Well, you never know. That's kind of how price works, right? Usually doesn't waterfall straight down. Usually you get some sort of 50% retracement and then continue down. It's usually about the way of it. Usually we would have already gotten kind of a retracement, I think, some sort of pullback, but we haven't. If you switch over to the 15-minute, I mean, you know, usually you can see we're right at the lows now. You know, like this here is an example. Move down, about halfway back up, continue down. I don't know what the scope of this move is, from 016 down to 860. So this is a 150 point move down. Moves back up to 55. So that's a very similar kind of little bit more shallow. This is another big sell off. It didn't really retrace much there. So I don't know. Sometimes it happens that way. This is probably what would happen if I took it, you know, move down, whoop, retrace it all, stop me out. Yeah, I'm not loving it. I mean, I wish it would have taken me with it. I wish we had got a pop right there when we had got short. Obviously, that would have been, or when we were looking for the entry. It just never happened. It tried to pop back up right there and get me. That would have been a big winner, but who knows? You never know. That's the thing. You don't really know what's going to happen, right? But down to 43.50. Breaking through that 50 area one more time here, possibly. Sellers trying to come in. See if they can push this thing lower. ES is right at the 07s, though. So it's at the 07 now. So let's kind of see what happens in that area. Already bouncing here right off the 07 back up to the 10s. Very low volume. Maybe that pop might have just been from the top of the hour there. Don't know. Not sure. Not interested in a trade yet, though. Let's wait and see what happens. If the ES starts pumping, we'll consider some longs. Feel like it should hold that 07 area, but who really knows? Chopping around here right now. See if this thing can pick a direction. Pivot at 82 to keep in mind here. Buyers trying to come in here. Let's just see. Could be aggressive and take a long, but let's just wait for our setup to form. Need to get a nice A leg up, then we'll wait for a pullback and see if we can get a C leg going. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, do me one big favor and press that subscribe button. Buyers coming in pretty nice here. ES back up to 11. Trying to pump out of there. This looks pretty good for a move back up. Like I said, you could be aggressive and go ahead and throw in the long, but I'm going to wait. Buyers still coming in here. Not huge volume, but they're trying. And they disappeared. Just that fast. Need some volume here to get this thing pushing up, if it's going to go up. Sellers coming right back in here to say, nope, we're still in control. Mancini says, the full round trip has completely happened, officially happened. 4407, key support is posted and just hit the exact tick. This is where yesterday's 85-point rally originated from. Decision time, bulls must hold here. 23.29 next up, 48. If 44.03 fails, we sell to 89. There you have it. Feels like it's going to hold to me, but what do I know? Bulls coming back in here. I'm really tempted to take a long. I'm going to wait, but I am super tempted here. This looks pretty good to me for a push up, at least into the 80s. Buyers looking better now. ES up to the 12s. I'm not going to take it, but I think that we can get this push up maybe. Got the pivot up there at 82, so price is finally popping out of the top of that skid mark, which is the first time. I want to say that's the first time all day it's been out of the top of that. No, it was out earlier. 10.55 barely got out of there, but then went right back in. So it's trying its best. Looking roundy now. If it gets past 75, you might get tempted. Well, the only thing about that study time is consider that there is a pivot at 82 to remember. So just keep that in mind. I mean, it just blasted right through the pivot earlier, right? Boop. Retested it and then sold, but probably something similar. Get above it, retest, push up. Here's 75. I think we can push above the pivot. ES back up into the 15s here. This is looking better now. Looking better here. Looking better. There we go. Now the volume's looking better. Let's go. Get this thing going. It's going to push up. Finally. All right. There comes 80. See if we can get through that pivot strong. I'd like us to get through the pivot, then maybe retest it, and I may consider a long there. Only problem with that is then we got the 90 drama coming up above that. And the whole number. But it's kind of rejected that pivot there so far. Buyers are still looking good though. Probably will push right through there. ES back into the 15s, up 8 points off the 07 low. So if you took that aggressive entry down there at 60, it would be looking pretty nice right now, but I didn't take it. Those usually kind of burn me, but you can see this looks nice. I mean, this is a 3-minute chart, and this looks really roundy, right? It's kind of what you'd like to see there. Here comes some sellers back in, though, trying to hold us below this pivot. Really don't want them to push this below 58, 57, 58 area. Really 62 would be ideal, but like buyers just come on in and push this right back through there. ES hanging out at the 15s, not really getting above there yet. Not quite loving the way this looks, pushing up on red volume. It's not a good look for the buyers there. Usually means we're going to get a bit of a push down, but not huge volume either way. Gotta have the buyer step back in here and push this thing on through. No sign of them yet. No sign. So kind of approaching that line in the sand right there at, like I said, kind of 67, 68 area. If it loses that 62, then I wouldn't be in love with it. But as long as we can hold this area right here, I think we're okay. For the continued push up. All right, there comes the buyers. Should be able to push through this time. All right, come on. You got it. Sometimes you got to talk nice to them, even though I'm not in the trade. Like, come on, you can do it. Get in there, little buddy. Buyers, come on. Where are you at? Push through here. All right, there you come. Okay. Keep going. There comes the buyers, finally. Like to see maybe 88, 87, 88 here, then pull back to 82. Would be nice. Because otherwise, if we don't get above this pivot strong here, then we're just going to reject it again. So decision time right here. Going to push or not? ES at 1550, trying to push into the 16s here. A little bit of volume coming in. Not what you'd like to see, though, yet, if you want to get a good push up. I want to see more buyers. Not loving the look of this for the bulls. Probably going to reject one more time. I have a little resistance at the bottom of the idiot box because we kind of, had some support there earlier. So this is kind of an area of resistance now. All right, there we go. Now we got some buyers coming in here. This is what we want to see. There's 87. So that's a decent push above. 5 points. We'll take that. 89, even better. Now the buyers are finally showing their face. $90. Would be nice, just pop 15K here. I don't think it'll happen because we got some resistance here, but it would be nice to pop 15,000 and just come back, test that 90, and then move higher. You will have some resistance in this idiot box area, though, because this is where a lot of consolidation occurred. I was just thinking maybe it'd be nice to clear both 90 and 15,000 out at once. It would be nice. Push above 15K, maybe 07, 08, pull back into 90. Good spot to get long for the pushback through. Got to get through this resistance here at the bottom of that idiot box, though. Buyers are kind of disappearing here. Come on, guys. Volume is just dreadful. Even on that push up, it's not great. ES up to the 17s. See what we're looking at over here? I mean, the volume is just not very good. I mean, you could have took long there at 70 if you wanted to, maybe even 60 once it crossed over this area here, but now we're getting to push into 15K. Now a little bit more volume. All right, a little better there. I want to see just a punch through 15,000 there, maybe 08, 05 at least. Come on, you can do it. We don't want you to stop there. Let's go to 05. I just don't like I don't like taking trades into the whole number and into 90. We got to pivot here. 90 whole number. I want to push above it. Pull back down. Once we're through the whole number once, a decent amount like 05, we're close to it. Then I'm okay with a pullback because then this number is a little bit weaker on that second push through. And I would feel okay about longing into it, but I want to see a little pullback here. I wanted a little bit higher move up. What do we get? 375 there. Not great. So maybe retest the 90 on lower volume. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see this a little better. So, you know, you want to see lower volume and then your push back above. Now, see, this to me, it's not a big enough pullback. I want to see 90. Somewhere in the 90. Don't want to take this right here. I mean, it's okay if it pushes up into the 10 and then pulls back, but I want to see this pull back maybe to 90. 90, 91. Something like that. On lower volume, though, we don't want to see that. We want to see this thing. I mean, one candle like that's fine. If you get multiple up here, then I'm not going to love it. So you can see the top of the buy volume is right there equal to the sell volume. So that's not great. Doesn't mean it can't bounce. Still can, but I just don't. It's not what I would be looking for. So still could work, but I don't like how high this sell volume is. Really needs to trail down. So the only real way I take this long is if the buy volume came in and eclipsed this candle here. Just came in really strong. You can see how we're pushing up here. It's a divergence and no real green. Now the green's coming in, but there's a bit of a divergence there. I don't really love that pullback. It was decent enough. I guess it gave us, what, 92 there? Tricky area. I'd like the long better if we had less red volume there, but let's see if we can get a big spike of green here. If we get 2 print above strong there, then maybe we take it, but kind of a tricky spot. That's kind of why I didn't love it. ES pulling back into the 16 there as well. So testing the 90 here, but this sell volume is just too high. I don't love that. To me, I think this probably sells back through. I mean, we're gonna have to have a lot of buyers to come in here to make me be interested in a long at this point. Still could happen, but it was kind of a shallow ABC here, so you had a little sell to the downside, a little push back up, sell back down, but ES trying to push back up into that 20. If we get a lot of buy volume come in here, then maybe it makes sense, but don't love it. Don't love it. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button for me. Subscribe. Feel free to chat down below. Thank you. See, this looks more like it's setting up for a sell ABC. You know, this entire could be your A leg. That's a shallow ABC there, but that could be your A leg. A little push back up for this whoop, move down to the 80s. So it's kind of a tricky spot here. Kind of a tricky spot. So we have one green candle print above the dead man there. You want to have back-to-back green candles print above the dead man to give you confirmation. And we want it to be back-to-back dark green candles, not a light green and a dark green. We want two dark green candles print above the dead man. I mean, the 15,000 level is holding up strong here. Sell volume's not really pushing it down very much, so that's a decent sign, I guess. So there's one. There's two. All right. So let's see if we get this push up into the 20s here. Probable, maybe. If you see it print below the dead man, then it's going to be a close the trade type deal. So you just want to see this push right up. Continue to push. These aren't great big volume candles, but it's building kind of. That one closed in an area that I don't love, but we're going to give it a little bit more room here. Give it a little leeway. All right. I just took it off a break even. It'll probably go now. It's just not going, right? I mean, I've given it opportunity to print a bigger green candle. That's what I was scared of, you know, like really this one right here should have closed the trade because it printed below the one more shot at it. I think I was up maybe 120 bucks on the trade. We closed it for break even there. I think break even. May have even lost 10 bucks. Let's see. No, break even. So we lost a commission. Yeah, so 10 bucks. That was the problem with that trade, though. Like, I liked it there for a minute. Still could go, right? Still could go. But I'm just not interested in holding it if the volume profile doesn't make sense there. So, anyways, guys, I'm pretty hungry. So I think that's probably going to do it for me today. So we ended the day 325 in the green and 685 over here. No trade on the Apex funded PA account. And we're up 220 over here. So I'm happy with that. Not a huge green day, but green is green, right? So if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And if you're unfamiliar with what we do stream 5 days a week. London, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Or I'm sorry, New York, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'll stream the London session 2 to 3 times a week at 3 a.m. Eastern. You will see that notification. It will say that I'm going to stream it if I'm planning on streaming it. So if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe. We'll see you next time. All right, Predator, you have a good day. Story time, you too. You study time, you too. See you tomorrow. Appreciate you guys watching.